All right, we're out here to Mr. Tila's house. Had some siding done by Montelago a while ago. Didn't really address any kind of the fascia or soffit, so that's what we're going to take care of for him. Do a couple minor repairs and then wrap 3 columns in the back. So we'll take a look at that right now. Starting over here on the right side, the roof was done not too long ago. The drip edge is still in really good shape. The metal drip is, and the 1x2 beneath that is in good shape. So basically we are just going to paint the metal drip and the drip edge as part of the soffit and fascia, and get that all looking nice and neat for him. But we're not doing anything with metal drip or actual Hardie drip. We're just using the existing. You can see on the right side here, everything looks pretty good. No major areas of any kind of rot except for this 2 areas here. We have the back side here that's going to need to be torn off. Right here, you can see that that corner up there is rotten. So that whole board is about 1 foot long. Is going to have to come off and just do some minor repair there. The next place is minor, but in this corner we have some separation, so we're going to address that before we continue on with the Hardie fascia. On the front here on this little bay, this is all still existing wood trim. It has a bunch of caulk on it, so we're really going to clean that up. Wrap all of this, all 3 windows in the bay, wrap the half circle, and wrap that top gable vent in Hardie plank. And then down here, kind of this accent trim, all of this is going to become Hardie, maintaining the same kind of depth so we don't lose any of that. And then we are going to do a minor repair here, just tearing this one board off. It's about 4 feet long. There's a crack running right down here, so we're going to tear that board off, replace it, and get that all sealed up nice and neat with Hardie trim, so we're not going to have any kind of trim issues sooner than we will with the siding. So that basically, again, the front entire portion of this bay, from this 1x12 down, is all going to be retrimmed in Hardie plank. They use basically 5/16 inch siding for all their trim everywhere, so we don't want to change that and lose the kind of the continuity with all the other trim, so we'll leave that alone. But everything from this 1x12 down, all the window trim will become Hardie plank 1x4, not sheet siding like they used. And then again, gable vent and half circle window will be retrimmed in Hardie. Garage door frames we're going to wrap in Hardie. Get that all nice and sealed up back to the stucco. But these frames of the garage door will all become Hardie plank siding. Coming up into this area, we've got just some minor, it looks like kind of exposure or kind of rot in the soffit. I'm not sure, I can't tell from down here. It may be just superficial, but there's definitely something on that last sheet of soffit up there. But again, all of this is going to become Hardie plank on the soffit and fascia. We do have almost a little half gable way up top, and that's part obviously of our scope of work. There is on this corner right here where it dies into the roof line, there is some minor rot that needs to be repaired before we do our fascia overlay. So that's all included. That's one of the 5 areas of rot that we will be repairing before we continue on with the fascia overlay. The other one, I almost missed it. The other one, this would be the 4th one, is this corner right here. So you can see it's separated, it's fallen down. Actually, the fascia board is actually fallen down, pulling the drip edge down. So we're going to repair this corner, tack that fascia board back up and the drip board back up so it's underneath the flashing where it's supposed to be, and then we'll be set. Under here, this small area of porch ceiling, it's a continuation of soffit, so that's going to be done in Hardie plank as well, to make sure that we don't have any kind of mismatch or anything going on under there. And then again, coming over to the left side here, everything looks good. Fascia, soffit, everything's ready to go with the Hardie plank. And again, drip edge will be painted, so that flashing, that metal drip of the roof will be painted. And then we do have this little kick out, this little bump out here that does have fascia on it. So that will be included in our scope of work as well. So that's not going to rot sooner than everything else. You can see it fully there. So this entire little shootout here will have Hardie plank fascia. That will have Hardie plank fascia on it, just like the rest of the house. And then we'll go around and take a look at the back. Okay, so now we're in the backyard of Mr. Tila's house here. Again, in the back, fascia, soffit, and wrapping 3 porch columns, which we'll take a look at here in a second. First of all, up here we have this tiny gable up top. This is going to get fascia and soffit just as everywhere else. And this is our 5th area of rot repairs right at this corner as it dies into the roof line. So we'll fix that up, repair that corner before we put our Hardie fascia on, leaving the proper exposure to the roof line so we don't cause any kind of future problem with the Hardie and the fascia behind it. Again here, metal flashing's in great shape, fascia's in good shape to receive the Hardie fascia. And then again we have our vented soffit here. What we're going to try to do is, wherever possible, and in most cases Mr. Tila would like to get some additional ventilation. There's some places where the vents aren't every 8 feet. So we're going to try to increase his ventilation as much as possible using the vented soffit instead of any kind of non-vented. So unless there's something you have against that, Deb, we would like to use excuse me, vented soffit everywhere. These are the 3 columns you can see here. What we need to do on the columns is just have the crew inspect the 4x that's probably in between or in the middle of these columns, just to make sure everything's good and we're not covering up any issue. So please make sure that we inspect the center posts first before we go ahead and wrap these in Hardie. And then if we want to, depending on what Mr. Tila would like to see, we can do a little base molding with a 1x4 or something like that on the bottom of the columns. But all 3 of these are columns included in our scope of work to be wrapped in Hardie plank. Now, because of this break, this porch beam provides here, we're not going to do Hardie porch over here. Okay, so we have a pretty good separation between soffit and porch ceiling, and this can be addressed with just simple painting later on down the road. But we are using this porch beam as a break between soffit, which we are doing on this side, and this porch ceiling, which is going to be left alone. And that's pretty much the scope of work. Mr. Tila, we appreciate you working with Southwest Exteriors, and look forward to providing you a great experience. Thanks so much.